The MacVoices Holiday Gift Guide for 2025, number 1, part 2. This is MacVoices. MacVoices is supported by MacVoices Magazine, our free magazine on Flipboard and on the web. Want to cut through all the noise and find out what you can do with your Apple gear? MacVoices Magazine focuses on just that, aggregating the best how-to articles and information. Get it by searching for MacVoices in the Flipboard app or visiting macvoices.com/magazine. Okay, so now we're halfway through. And this is the time where everybody's sort of looking at their lists and thinking, okay, I only have 2 picks left. What do I want to make sure I get in? So, Marty? You've been interesting up to this point. I want to see what comes next.
Yeah, I want to see what comes next too. You picked with the JBL. You picked the speaker that my son travels with when he travels. We talked about it on the last Gear Up and Go, and he just loves that speaker. So I'm going to give you something that for this pick, something that again sticks with travel, and was something that was a dilemma that I had and that he also had, and it is the Moken 10 gigabytes per second USB-C hub with Ethernet. It's a 7-in-1 USB-C adapter for MacBook Pro. It has on it, well, you put your power in it, and then it has an output that you can then connect to your major device. But then it has USB 3.1, a 10 gigabyte per second USB-C, another 10 gigabyte per second USB-C, a USB 2, a 4K HDMI output, and it also has Ethernet in it. Again, it's the Moken 10 gigabyte per second HBC hub. And, my problem is I had tons of hubs and they're all USB-A. And I don't use USB-A devices anymore. And I needed a good solid hub for USB-C connections, because occasionally when I'm traveling, I'm taking in the evening to be on podcasts or to create podcasts. And I need more plugs in the devices than I can possibly use. And this has turned out to be really cool. $27. So priced really well. And works really well too. So that's my suggestion for travel. If you're looking for a good multi-port USB-C hub that has some good speed to it, this is a great device.
Marty, you just spent money for me, because all my hubs are USB-As, and I carry around the little A to C adapter, but I also know I could definitely, who can't use more speed? So
yeah. Can I, and I want to suggest stocking stuffers, and I'm going to do this, getting some good braided USB-C cables that you can put in people's stockings, because inevitably, whenever I'm traveling with people, it's like, do you have another connector? And you can get them dirt cheap now. So, to hook up to your hub, and they're good high-speed ones that are cheap. So that along with that, Chuck, as you're spending money, buy some cables.
Thank you, Marty. There goes my Amazon bill right up. Yeah.
Well, come on, it's a $27 bill for the hub. I didn't pick something that would really hurt your pocketbook too much.
I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Patrice, this is your round 3 pick. What is it?
I'm going to stick with my travel plan and go no tech, because this is a book that was also recommended by Pilot Pete to me last year. It is from a German author, Katrin Kaiser. I've not met her, but she's a pilot. And she wrote a book, I think like 2 or 3 years ago. She flew from Western Germany over like Greenland or whatever up north to the west coast of the US and back in a small Grumman AA5 Traveler, like a single engine, like teeny tiny box. And she wrote a book about it both in German. It's available both in German and English. I read it actually in English because I preferred that. But it's a really interesting travel story, like all the people she met and the interesting like experiences she had, some scary, some really cool, like everything she did. It's available. It's print on demand, so it's a little bit more expensive because she self-published it. Probably couldn't find a publisher or didn't know how. But hey, like it's absolutely worth it. So it's if you're into this, into flying, or just thinking about it, or just love the adventure story that she had, go do that. And she and her like stuffed tiger that she traveled with and her little red plane going basically on a very, very, very big and very, very long and very scary sometimes adventure. She went all the way down to, don't remember, I think, was it on the West Coast or Texas? I don't remember, but she went pretty far. So,
yeah.
And that in 40 days.
That's a great pick. I remember Pete talking about her, and I kind of think that he did an interview with her for their podcast.
Yeah, I think so, yes.
Yeah, and it just, some of the things that, she encountered were just kind of wild. So, yeah, that's one of those things that I really want to get around to reading, and I just haven't had the chance. So thanks for the reminder.
Highly recommend it. It's also available as an ebook. I saw on Kobo, for example. But I would go for the print version. I don't like print books usually, but I bought that one because I was like, I want to give her that money for one, and also I think this is one of the few things that you should have in print, like old school.
Perfect. Thank you.
Like the plane. The plane is not very modern, but it's a really cool plane.
As long as it gets you where you're
and
going.
I'm getting a pilot's license myself. So this book was the final nail in the coffin of me getting a license. Like I was like, okay, I wanted to do it all the time, and I was like, I really should. And then he recommended that book. I read it actually on a plane. I was flying for work on a commercial airliner somewhere 32,000 feet high, and reading this book, and I was like, okay, I'm hooked.
Don't use nail in the coffin when you're talking about getting a pilot license.
Okay, good. Fair point.
Mixed metaphor.
Yeah, good.
Yes,
real good.
Fair point.
Yeah. Michael, round 3.
Yes. Again, I'm just going to stick with this travel theme that I've been going with. AirPods Pro or AirPods Pro Max, anything that will cancel out the noise of whether it's the family gathering and kids running around screaming, or family members arguing, or being in public and listening to the noises on the plane or the noises at the airport. It allows you to focus and enjoy whatever it is that you're doing, or at least not necessarily enjoy, but at least allow you to focus on like work that needs to get done while you're on the holidays. Or if you just want to drown out the world, I love putting these in my AirPods Pro. I have the 2, and then I also have the AirPods Pro Max with the USB charger. So, and these suckers have been around with me for a long time, and I don't plan on replacing them anytime soon, unless, heavens forbid, something happens to them, which, by the way, I think these have been through the wash at least once, and they work great. Yeah, I was like, I lost them, and it's like, I don't know where they are. I went out and bought them, and as soon as I came home, my wife says, guess what I found in the laundry? And I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. So I tested them. They worked fantastic. I returned the ones I bought because Apple's got a great return program. And that's how my travel is much more relaxing, having these things either in my ear or on top of them.
I love that. These are the 2s that I'm wearing. And again, just for the recent business flight, I intentionally left my Bose Quiet Comforts at home because I've always been pro over the ear. And I have to tell you, I did not miss them. The seal is great. The noise cancellation was great. So, I didn't hear the hum of the plane. I was able to watch some videos and listen to some music with no distraction. As far as, it being an experience. And I'm kind of looking forward to the 3s at some point because I feel the need to see how much better they are, because that's what everybody keeps saying.
I hear that
They're
they
way
are
better.
better, but not
No,
that
they're
much
way
better.
They're way better.
I have both.
They
I
are?
travel with them.
They
on
are?
a plane, massive difference.
Okay.
Like it's on a plane, on the
Really?
plane. I mean, you can tell. You can like with the previous generation, you're like, you can. It's fine. It cancels out some noise, but you can still hear the plane noise. With the new ones, zero, nothing. It's like it's gone.
So then I have to ask. I also have the Pro Max.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, how are they compared to the Pro Max? The threes.
I don't know because I don't have them, so I cannot tell you that. From what I've heard, not the Max is not as good because it doesn't have the chips. But that's like anecdotal.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of a continuum.
Okay.
And for me, the continuum is what I think Chuck discovered with the over the ears. You can take a big package with your over the ears in it, or you can take a small package with your AirPods in it, AirPod Pros in it. And it's like you got to balance how good of a sound do you want versus how much of a hassle do you want.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the threes have really surpassed both the Maxes and any other over the ear phone. And this doesn't sound healthy because, well, I haven't been talking about anything healthy on this show so far, but my ears popped because the seal was so tight with it that, I would take it out or loosen it, or I would notice the air pressure changing in my ear as we were going up and going down. So that's how secure it is in terms of the setting.
Yeah.
Wow.
Hasn't happened to me. I think it depends on how tight of a fit you also prefer a little bit. But like for me, they didn't pop, but I'm still like, they're so good. I had that happen where I was listening to something and all of a sudden I had like someone from the crew in my face because they were asking me a question. I didn't even hear it. The conversation awareness does not work on a plane. I can tell you that.
Well, I will thank the three of you. It cost me money.
You're welcome.
Yeah, see, that's
it's not
what
that
happens
expensive though, so that's okay.
That's what happens here.
Yes.
All right. So let's see. This is my third round pick. Okay, I know that there are people that are going to say, no, I don't need this. No, I don't want it. But I would defy you to pick up my iPhone and realize that it's on. Whenever I get a new iPhone, one of the first things I do is I put on a screen, one of the glass screen protectors. It's inexpensive. They are now bulletproof. Bulletproof in the sense that you can't make a mistake installing them. They've perfected that. It's not like it used to be. And so there's just no reason not to. It does not interfere with the function of the phone at all. It doesn't interfere with the feel, if you will, of the phone. I've had really great luck with AmFilm screen protectors for both my iPhones and my iPads. For all the reasons I just said. They're not one of the higher end expensive ones, but at the end of the day, they do the job. I have had a situation where I dropped my phone and thought I had shattered the screen, and instead it was just the screen protector, peeled it off, put another one back on, and kept going. So yeah, exactly. So, the question always comes up, would your screen have broken without the protector? Well, I have no idea, and I'm not going to find out. I'm just going to put the thing on, and, again, it's only a few bucks. It won't take you 5 minutes, and it might save your phone.
Yeah. I usually go for the speaker.
But Chuck, I have to ask. Chuck, I have to ask. Is your iPhone in a case, or is it just the screen protector?
No, it's
and nothing else.
Always a case too. The case is the second stage.
I have a case too.
Okay,
yeah, but
I'm sort of the opposite. Mine's always in a case, but I never put a screen protector on it because every time, in my opinion, it kind of ruins the quality of what you're looking at.
I didn't,
and so I don't like that extra little something on there. At least that's the way it used to work back in the day. In my opinion.
Yeah.
Okay. So I again,
you couldn't even tell.
I go without a screen cover.
Yeah.
You could look at my phone and be like, is there a protector or is there not? It's really hard to tell. From the front, like using it, you couldn't tell.
Yeah.
Like I use usually this. I have the
Well, it's
Webcam this time because I bought it from Apple. This for some reason I was like, I'll just order it from Apple. But I usually go for Spigen, which in my opinion is still better.
Okay.
Now that I've had the Webcam,
You can find some.
Spigen was better.
You can find some really good ones at reasonable prices. There are some considerations I have when I get them. I like to have the frame. You know, you can buy the kits that have the frame on it. It just makes it easier to line it.
Right.
Yes.
And then, Chuck, do you use, and maybe you don't have them, but they have now lens covers, sort of lens protectors that you can fit onto it. Yeah.
Yep.
Yes.
And
I don't do that.
I do that, and I was a little bit hesitant because, you know, obviously it's going to get between me and the image I'm trying to capture. And I have never been able to tell a difference with them on or off. It, you know, and it just, I know they talk about how they've hardened the lens glass and, you know, it's the Zeiss glass and all that. And it's like, okay, fine. But it's still a device that's going in and out of my pocket. It's still getting put down on the table. You know,
Or you drop it.
Yeah, I do like the cases, sort of to Michael's comment without getting into a whole case discussion. I do like the ones that have a little ridge around the edge so that they, when you put your phone down on its back, that the lenses are up away from the table. But, you know, I also have used the protectors with no issue. So, and Michael, I agree with you completely. Early on, yeah, it could affect the visibility. Now,
yes,
I would defy you to say whether I do or don't have one on. So,
well, the only other thing I'll add to that is that on my cases last year for the 16, I got an anchor with a little stand on it, if you will, that, you know, pops out and, you know, allows you to put it, you know, horizontally or vertically, and I love that. Although the anchor did not make it for the 17 this year. I don't know why, but so I ended up finding something generic.
All right, guys, this is round 4. So now whatever you have left, give us your best shot because this will be the end of your time on the holiday gift guide for this year. Marty?
I have a list here and I have 6 number 4s. So we're going to go another 6 rounds, I hope, with this. Yeah. And basically, I went through my Amazon where I do a lot of my shopping and found stuff. But this is probably one, if you made it to Macstock, you would be familiar with. And the Osbot Meet 2 4K webcam for PC with a 1/2-inch sensor, AI framing, autofocus. And I've set it up as a second camera. But when I travel, that thing is, you know, 1 inch by 1 inch by 1/2 inch. And it slips into my bag. And then I can use that 4K camera if I'm doing any meetings or if I'm doing any, you know, things with podcasting. And I am going to try and switch to it right here.
We have a live demo.
See if this works. There it is.
It does. Very nice. Nice picture.
And yeah, it's really quite a nice picture and a little bit different than the 180 the Link 180 that I'm using. But it works really well. It has a nice little clip on it, so you can, and it's not a heavy camera, so you can put it on the frame of your top and on your notebook, and it works out really well for being able to sit up there and give you a much better image. 60 frames per second, and just a very lightweight gesture control. And it was the folks at Ecamm that had this little teeny camera in their demo room. And Ecamm, the demo room, got enough notice, but I think a lot of people are like, what's that camera? And so the privilege of being on the first show is I get to spoil somebody else's choice later on. And I hope this spoils somebody else's choice. $129.
Wow.
Nice.
Oh, gee, Marty. I probably should upgrade my travel tech. You guys are helping me.
You should.
Patrice, are you doing travel again, or are you wrapping with something new?
I almost did. I almost, like, there is something called the Patrice backpack. In space they would know what it is, and I almost picked that one. But I'm actually gonna spoil someone else's thing, because I think this is the coolest thing ever. It's the new Lego set, the Star Trek at the Enterprise, the next generation Enterprise D. I'm not a Lego fan. I mean, I kind of like Lego. Like, it's kind of like, I find it interesting and it's cool and whatever, but I don't have any at home. Actually, I do now. I got a set from work recently, but I usually didn't. I'm not into Lego that much. This set, I'll buy. It's like 380 euros, $399, I think. It is not the cheapest. It is massive. It's I don't know what is that in inches. 60 by 60 centimeter by 30 centimeters. It's quite big. It has 3,500, I think 3,600 pieces. It has a detachable saucer section. It has a like the bay for the crap. Now I'm blanking on the name of it. The shuttle bay. Thank you.
Bay?
That was the word I was looking for. The shuttle. It has a shuttle bay with a shuttle in it. It has 9 minifigures. It has a really nice stand. It is really a piece of beauty. This is the first Star Trek they're doing. They finally got the go ahead from Paramount that they can do that. And Next Generation is the first one to do. And I think Jeff mentioned that it also right now at least comes with an extra purchase. So we get an extra little shuttle with Ro Laren as a minifigure. So I'm buying this. I have no idea where I'm going to put it. I need space for it. It's big. But maybe I'll build it and then sell it to someone or something. I just want to build it. It's so beautiful. So this is my other kind of travel, like more mind travel or space travel kind of pick.
Build it, take one piece out. Yeah, build it, take one piece out, and send it to Jeff. It'll drive him nuts.
That's an idea. I like that. He would take it. I mean, he wants to buy it, but it is quite expensive. So, but I'm like, I don't care to take my money. So I'm gonna order it. Comes out end of this month.
Okay.
So for Christmas.
We want pictures.
Yes.
Thank you. Yeah, I've looked at this, and it's another one of those things that, if and when I ever just have time to burn, it's like, this would be fun to put together. So
yes.
Yeah.
That's what I thought.
But I think we found out something else, Patrice, from your pick. I think we found out that Michael is a Star Trek fan because he jumped on Shuttle Bay right away.
Yes.
What you can't really see behind me is all the different little doodads and porgs and Grogu's and other, sci-fi paraphernalia that I have up there. It's one of the reasons why I keep my screen sort of blurry, because from this spot I also do, hearings during the day before the government. And while I have no problems with people looking into my office, maybe they don't, no exhibits in my office besides a plant. Picture of my father and a couple of things. And actually, if you look, sorry, wrong finger. Here we are. If you look right there, that is the Batman symbol right there. Someone gave me a Batman watch.
Nice.
And with it came the Batman, of course, case. And, I've got that proudly displayed. But there's more stories, but I think that would probably be for another time.
Well, so is there going to be something Batman themed for your last pick, or?
No. So I'm going to go off the trail a little bit here. And while this is something you can travel with, I don't think you would. I think that now is the absolute perfect time for anyone who is truly interested in the Apple ecosystem think of those who love their iPhones and their iPads and their AirPods and whatnot, but just don't have a Mac computer. Now is the time to buy a Mac Mini. Whether you get the 1, or the 2, the 3, or the 4, you're not going to go wrong. It's a great introductory device. And if your recipient has a Windows machine, they have a keyboard, they have a monitor, they probably have a webcam if they need it. So it's not like they have to buy any other devices, and they can get some great introductory machines, several, if not a couple more hundreds of dollars, just to get started. And I think once they've been introduced, they'll find themselves truly indoctrinated.
Okay, I like the idea of a Mini as a first machine. That's it.
It's
it
perfect.
is.
And you're not cheaping out. You're not cheaping out as long as you get at least some basic RAM, which I think they only sell them with 16 gigabytes of RAM, and you don't necessarily need a large internal hard drive, because just plug something in with a Thunderbolt 4 or Thunderbolt 5, and you'll have pretty good speed, read write, and your operating system should work just fine.
And I'm also thinking that people who are new to the ecosystem might have had PCs and have monitors and keyboards and stuff they can plug directly in, or you can help them plug directly in. Or if not,
right, which is what I was saying. Yeah, which is exactly what I was saying earlier.
Or if they don't, you can pick up some very cheap versions of them to make them functional until they decide they want to make a further investment in it. So,
and at the risk of putting down an Apple product, because that's not the intent here, but you're not wasting money by spending it on a monitor on an iMac that you're going to want to trade in or move on. Yeah. You can invest as little or as much as Marty said in the in the monitor, and then just trade the Macs as you need to. So, it's kind of a double-edged sword. Yeah, there's a little bit more hookup there. There's one or two more cables, but it also adds a lot of flexibility. So, great pick. So something you said, Michael, about just plugging any kind of drive in. I am going to pick the OWC dual drive dock USB 3.2. The reason that this is great is that you can take bare drives, whether they're SATA drives or NVMe drives, and you can do you put 2 of them in, bare raw drives, and access them just like they were any other external hard drive. The beauty of it, though, is then you spend a little money on a cheap plastic case, storage case, to keep it out of the dust, and you've got this constantly expandable bank of storage that you can use. And I know it's probably a me problem because of working with all the video, but I find myself constantly running out of storage space, especially to archive things. And with this, I can pick up drives that are really cheap, especially right now, the holidays. They're always running sales on drives. The drives are getting bigger in capacity and the price goes down to boot. So instead of having to, slot drives in and out of some kind of bay system, which I also have and I really like, but that's a story for another show. Bottom line is, this way, I can pick up a 5, 6, 8 terabytes and drop it in. Now, this is not the speediest drive, even though it's USB 3.2, but for archiving, I really don't need speed. I can start copy and walk away, and when it's done, it's done, and then I've got freed up drive space on my main machine or machines or drives. So, and of course, I don't know anybody that's been a Mac fan for any length of time. It's not an OWC fan. They just make such great products. You can find some others, and most of them are probably fine, but I'll spend the extra couple bucks and get OWC quality and OWC support. So,
This is a great idea. I mean, if you're doing anything like video production, you're doing customer projects where, like, I don't know, you do a project, it's a massive amount of files, and then you store it away in archive, and you don't need it anymore. Hey, use a cheap, small, like big enough but small hard drive for it, and when you're done, put it away. Like, and if you ever need it, you just pull that one out and say, okay, this is where all the customer files are. Maybe have a backup to 2 of them, but like, yeah, that's super cool.
Yeah, well, and that's one of the nice things about the 2 bays is, you can copy it easily, and you can copy from bay to bay. So, do your first backup, then do your second backup from that, or, to your point, Patrice, about, a customer copy. Yeah. So, it's just easy money to spend, and you've got almost infinite storage. So.
Very cool.
I'm going to need to get some lessons on that from you, Chuck, on how to set that up, because I'm facing storage issues too. And just trying to get it connected, making decisions that are fiscally responsible without having to overkill. And, if what I'm doing is backup and it's not national security, I want to keep it, but I also don't want to kill myself spending money to the point that I don't need it. So
yeah, the decisions, Marty, is the toughest thing, because the connectivity is just plug it in and go, and you drop a bare drive in, and the OS will ask you if you want to format it. You format it, and you're off and running. So
yeah.
But yeah, you're going to help me with one thing. I'll help you with that, and we'll be even.
Certainly.
So.
Chuck, don't forget that with those drives, and sort of going back to something that Marty said, the OWC cords, the Thunderbolt cords, are fantastic. Yes. The Thunderbolt 4 and the 5, and I've seen. Marty, you were talking earlier about the braided coils.
Yeah.
The braided cords, for which are great, except that you got to make sure that whatever manufacturer you're getting it from is actually a Thunderbolt 5 or 4 compliant device. I've seen plenty of 240-watt power cords, but not necessarily that they're actually Thunderbolt 5 quality.
Yeah. Well, I'm not going to spend Thunderbolt 5 money on my wife when she says I can't find that cord. Did you bring an extra one on the trip with me? I'm going to.
That's a little.
I'm going to get those $12 anchor cords. She'll get one of those. It'll, it has 100.
No. I understand what you're saying there.
Oh man, I'm glad I'm not even getting into this part of the conversation.
I appreciate what you're saying, Michael.
Yeah.
In other words, Marty, you're saying you're looking for a divorce attorney.
No.
Not yet.
I'm looking for the cord that you're just talking about. That's kind of on my desk here somewhere.
Yeah, actually, I just got a Thunderbolt. Thunderbolt 5 from ODC just arrived today, because I have some here and I have some that's sort of packed away for when I travel, and I noticed that I still have some of the Thunderbolt 4s, and the speed difference really means a lot.
Yeah, I agree.
Oh, by the way, quick tip on that. So if you order your OWC through Amazon and you have free shipping, you don't have to worry about paying for shipping. I don't know what OWC charges directly, but I think Amazon works with OWC. Yeah. So
yeah,
one thing to consider. And I got this overnight. Not that I needed it overnight, but I got it overnight.
We're all spoiled. He's like, it's coming overnight. What do you mean it's not here? It's an hour late. I need it.
It's not here in 3 hours.
Yeah, exactly.
I haven't ordered it yet. Why isn't it here?
Chuck, will you please put these links up so I can start spending money?
I'll be happy to do so, Marty. Yes.
Thank you.
Which thank you. That reminds me too that of course the links will be in the show notes. They'll also be on the master gift guide page for this year on the MacVoices website, and we also create a Flipboard magazine so that it's a little bit more like those old style holiday catalogs you get, so that you can just flip through it. But of course, it's virtual because it's Flipboard. So there are multiple ways to find this stuff. But go and enjoy it. these folks have worked hard to help you spend your money and to have a great holiday in that order. So we'll take it from there. Before we wrap up, I want to let everyone know where they can find you when you're not here spending my money and everybody else's money. Marty, where can folks connect with you?
Monday nights with Vision Profiles on YouTube, and also anytime you can pick it up through podcasts or the YouTube channel. Tuesdays with you, Chuck, on Mac Voices. Thursdays with Dave on In Touch with iOS. And then Friday mornings when I don't have meetings at the university with the Mac Show. And the rest of the stuff that I do is all connected on the podtalk.net. That's the website, which will direct you to other podcasts like Gear Up and Go, Fade to Chat, and other fun stuff that I do. Old Mac Gang, Circular Firing Squad. So that's my playground there, the podtalk.net. And
Great.
People can find me at Jencius, Jencius, at mastodon.social or at Blue Sky.
Excellent. Thank you, Marty. Thank you. Patrice, I'm delighted that you made it to the first edition of the gift guide this year.
Yay.
And that the timing and everything worked out. Where can folks find you?
Well, I'm every week on the British Tech Network with some of the panelists and people at MacVoices Live. Big show on Thursdays, Mac show on Fridays. We talk about a lot of tech, different kind of tech. That's a lot of fun. Everything I'm doing, projects, podcasts, social media links, LinkedIn, whatever you were looking for, my website is thepatrice.com, or at least it will redirect you to the place like nobody can spell my last name. And I have with a certain Jeff Gamet a show, and I always like to show my mug, Retro Rewatch. We rewatch retro TV shows. We're in Stargate SG-1 right now, somewhere in season 3. Or ending season 3 by now, and it's a lot of fun. Jeff has never seen it before, and it's one of my favorite shows. So I'm having so much fun, and you know Jeff, like he's always a delight to talk to. So yeah, retrorewatch.com. Go watch that or listen
Great.
to that.
Thank you, Patrice. Thank you so much. Michael, it was great having you here, not just on the first gift guide, but also for your first time doing the gift guides. I hope you will come back. I hope this hasn't scared you away.
No, not at all. I love talking about this stuff. I love visiting with you and your guests, and Marty and Patrice. I know we've interacted in the past, and so it's always fun to be with you guys, all of you. You can find. Oops, sorry. I was going to say you can find me over at the TechSavvyLawyer.page blog, where I write about legal ethics using AI technology and making sure that you're serving your clients in the best way possible. It's not just for lawyers, but quite frankly, anyone who uses tech in their work. I also have the TechSavvyLawyer.page podcast, where I interview lawyers, judges, and others in the legal arena about how they use technology to improve their services, help their clients better, and recapture more time in their lives. Though that podcast comes out every other Tuesday. Admittedly, I'm a little bit behind on this week's episode, but hope to see you there, and love to hear feedback from anyone.
Michael, thank you. Really appreciate it. Folks, I'm Chuck Joyner. This is our first MacVoices Holiday Gift Guide. Don't worry, there will be more, along with our regular MacVoices content. Again, all the links to everything will be in the show notes, including our master gift guide page, as well as the Flipboard magazine for the gift guides this year, and anything else I can think to throw in there. Until the next time, and as always, thanks for watching. Visit MacVoices.com for show notes and to connect with Chuck on social media. Get involved in our Facebook group or like our Facebook page, and get more out of your Apple tech with MacVoices Magazine, free on Flipboard and on the web. And if you find value in it all, consider supporting us through either our Patreon campaign at patreon.com/MacVoices, or by making a one-time donation via the PayPal link on our front page and in the show notes of each episode. You will join these fine people who help bring you Mac Voices. Advertising handled by Backbeat Media at backbeatmedia.com. Bandwidth provided by CacheFly at cachefly.com.